Lopez is out there with Young. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Ellington in at the 2. And for Boston, David Lee is out there with Evan Turner. Then there's Avery Bradley. Then it's Jared Sullinger. And it's Thomas in at the point.
And listen, the Nets had an up and down year on offense last season. But the one thing they...
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, earlier I spoke with Brad Stevens. He said the player he'll be watching closely in this matchup is Thomas Robinson. He added, you have to respect the energy he brings to the game. That'll be the challenge for our bigs, is matching that energy and physicality. Guys, Robinson a guy with a growing skill set, but it's still that athleticism and hustle that's really his calling card. Back to you.
And thank you for that, Doris. Larkin kicks to Johnson. Lock at 6. Knocks down the step back Jay. Johnson's got 5 now for the Nets, and they're driving. They were fantastic, Clark. Second in the league last year in field goal percentage off those drives.
And a big reason for that is the strength and size of their guards, because they all can finish in traffic, and that's how you get high shooting percentages. You have to make tough shots against contact.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
There's the dish to Bargnani. Back to Johnson. Launches a 3. Shot's good. He's got 8.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Turner gets the screen from Reed. Kicks it to Uretko. The closer. The Celtics working the ball around now. He feeds it to Uretko. Dishes it to Thomas. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Miller kicks to Johnson. Robinson passes to Bargnani. Tries again, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. We've got 22 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And it's Turner off the drive. Leads him in there. Here's Thomas. Rebounded by the Nets. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Yeah, and 2 mid-tier teams trying to get a leg up in the conference, guys. We'll see what happens.
Tie game in Boston. We'll get right back to the action when we...
Sunday, November 20th.
So far, it's been a closely contested. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to the Hornets.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Brook Lopez is out there with Young. Then there's Brown. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the small forward position. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player, even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Brown dishes to Young. Back to Brown. He kicks to Lopez. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Lopez has got his first points in this one.
And you've really got to also admire his steadiness. I mean, no matter what the situation is, he's not going to change his game and risk a drop-off. Very consistent in his approach and production.
Good. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Brown kicks to Young. Passes it to Lopez. Oh, that's blocked. Rozier, the pass to Reed. Feeds it to Bradley. Here's Rozier. No good from outside. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. They get a hand on it. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against Dallas.
They drew a lot of fouls in their games, guys, and that was the one area that really stood out when you watched it.
Just lacked discipline defensively, Greg. I mean, that's why they got a lot of free points at the charity stripe.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
He ended with 10 points, and part of that scoring came from beyond the arc, adding a few threes to his already impressive season total. He never seemed to find his rhythm and ended with an abysmal shooting percentage. We'll see if he can bounce back here.
Thank you, Doris. And just not the game he hoped to have, guys.
And I know he felt like he let his team down with that performance, and I'm betting he comes out here tonight with a lot of extra motivation.
Absolutely. The competitor in him is going to lead to playing with a chip on his shoulder. You can count on that.
And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block, but that one's going to count.
And a lot of noise coming from these fans.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Celtics lead by 4. Welcome back, everybody. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
Reed in at point guard. Jonas Jerebko out there with David Lee. Then it's Tyler Zeller. And it's Bradley in at the shooting guard. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Ellington dishes to Larkin. All sorts of time. Here's Lopez. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but it got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition. You cannot leave them alone like that, especially from long range.
Now here's Ellington, defended by Reed, and the foul on the closer. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Brooklyn. Bargnani comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Johnson in for Thaddeus Young. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Backing him down is Johnson. Puts it up from 7. Good on the jump shot. Johnson's got 21 in the game.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And Thomas, here we go. Reed. No good with the triple. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Johnson with it. Picked up by Turner. Sullinger against Bargnani. Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg suiting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Here's Thomas. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Thomas got 11.
What a drive there. It didn't bother him at all to have a much taller defender hanging all over him.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Boston. Right now they're in 7th in the... Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Hollis Jefferson passes to Johnson. Here's Here's Hollis Jefferson. Turner covering. The feed to Ellington. He dishes it to Lopez. The jump hook. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Johnson is out there with Thomas Robinson. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the two-guard spot. Here's Lee. No luck. Good D by Lopez. Nets have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Ellington kicks to Robinson. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Austin's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Pass to Reed. Shot from 12. Shot is blocked. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Johnson. Sullinger defending. Johnson dishes to Lopez. Lee with the steal. Here's Sullinger. Rips down the breakaway slam. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Shane Larkin's checked in for the Nets. He passes it to Ellington. Now the dish to Lopez. And that's off the glass and in.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
The pass to Reed. No good on the triple.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Johnson outside. Back to Lopez. Sullinger's there. And here's Johnson outside. Kept alive. Robinson passes to Lopez. He had stolen by Sullinger. Pass to Turner. And taken away by Johnson. Kicks to Larkin. He feeds it to Lopez to tie it up. Here's Robinson. He nails it. And we're tied up.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
Johnson against Turner. Young outside. Dishes it to Ellington. Back to Young. 6 to shoot. He kicks it to Johnson. Can't hit. Good work defensively by Turner.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
That's a huge shot.
And that put a hush over the crowd.
Wow. I mean, took these fans out of the game in the blink of an eye.
Young with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Ellington leading the charge. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnover.
Good work defensively by Turner. Boston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Reed. Feeds it to Lee. Right side, Lee. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Turner. Busted. No good that time either. It's tipped. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Larkin can't get it to go. Here's Turner. Puts the lead pass in front of him.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Lopez. Can't cash in. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Johnson outside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. He drops the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Brook Lopez is checked in for McCollum, and so he makes both from the line.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That trims the lead to a 1-possession game.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Larkin kicks to Ellington. He dishes it to Lopez. Turner covering, 11 feet away. But they recover it. 5 on the clock. Ellington from outside. Bullseye! And oh, that was an enormous 3-pointer. The 3 from Thomas. Buries the triple.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that 3-point shot attempt right there. Going at it